This is Joseph Herzog from California, passionate, hard-driven CEO, not just for the wines over there, but for everything that's going on in California. And he loves wine, and that's why really we know each other.
I love wine. I'll tell you the real story, Moshe, is I was in California, I was looking for a job, and I figured me with the name of Herzog, and I love wine. I'm sure I can get a job at Herzog. And I went in, and I got a job, I got hired.
I believe you. I believe you that you had to go for an interview. So what I want to talk about, and I want to learn from myself, the Clone 6 that is so limited, what is the difference between the Clone 6? What is it?
Okay, so to clarify, there's a thing about AVAs, which is American Viticulture Areas, which is an AVA. So when you speak about Rutherford, that's an AVA. In Napa Valley, there's about 13 or maybe even more AVAs, which I'm going to call them, to make it simple, sub-appellations. That's what Rutherford, Oakville, this is all in Napa. Calistoga, you could go down the road of all different AVAs. These are AVAs. When you speak about Clone 6, now you're really going into a whole different conversation. It's not a conversation of AVAs. It's now basically the genetics or the different vines. There is Cabernet Sauvignon. There's many different clones of Cabernet Sauvignon, which means everything has its yichus. The clone will give you the yichus. Es kommt von der Scheude, es kommt von der Scheude, von Ratswort, von sounds, von bell. Von wie es kommt, the clone tells you wie the Scheude kommt, maybe from France, from all different areas. So there's a Clone 6, there's a Clone 8, there's Clone 337, there's all different, there's hundreds of different in Cabernet Sauvignon, different clones.
So clone means where it grows in the area?
No, clone is basically the genetics. Clone is basically the genetics, the history, the yichus from the Cabernet Sauvignon. So this is Clone 6. It comes from it's all Cabernet Sauvignon. And within Cabernet Sauvignon, there's a whole bunch of different clones, which each clone, typically you're going to say, so I'll tell you, for example, you've been out in the vineyard, you've seen it. Clone 6 and Clone 8 in Chalk Hill are planted side by side. You could see that, for instance, the nature of the Clone 6 is it's a low producer. Clone 8 is a bigger producer. So tons per acre. On Clone 8, I could get about 4 tons to 4.5 tons to the acre. Not a problem. It's not going to get stretched. Clone 6 is going to be a smaller producer, will be almost about 2 tons a day.
But Clone 6 was always higher than the other clones in terms of taste and aging?
Correct. Clone 6, when we planted Clone 6, I'll tell you the story. When the grower, when they planted Clone, they asked us, they were redeveloping the vineyard, there was such good customers, such a long relationship. David Herzog, I was still back then, Peter Stern, what varietal, what would you want us to plant? And Peter Stern said, we would love to get Clone 6. And the guy says, you want Clone 6? We'll plant Clone 6. That was even before I arrived in California.
But can you plant Clone 6 in all of Napa?
You could plant Clone 6 anywhere. Yeah, you could plant Clone 6.
So why wouldn't all of Napa? Why wouldn't all of Napa plant Clone 6 if it's so special?
So a very good question. I'll answer that with the story. So in 2006, when I moved out to California, I went with David Herzog and Peter Stern, and we went to visit Joe Hurleman. We went to visit the grower, and this old Mr. Jack Wernicke starts yelling, "You made me plant Clone 6. The yields are so small. I'm never going to make any money. I'm going to rip it out." So that's your answer. Why? Clone 6 is a very low producer. A grower that it costs you so much to farm, and it produces so little fruit, you cannot make enough money. You cannot simply pay for the farming and make money on the grapes if it only produces 2 tons to the acre compared to 4 tons to the acre, and your cost is the same.
So I want to see if I understand. So when you plant Clone 6 versus a different clone, the bunch of grape, it's only going to give you 1 bunch on a vine versus 4 bunches? That's what it is?
No, not necessarily. No, it will give you the bunch itself. Sometimes you have a cluster of grapes that looks geschmack, a nice cluster of grapes, and you want to take a picture, this is the
Yes.
exact cluster
Yes.
of grapes you're going to want. Sometimes you'll pick up a cluster of grapes and say,
So basically you'll get only 20
this
grapes.
is good for a picture. But in terms of the quality, you could just imagine, let's say on this bunch of grapes you have 20 grapes, which is the bad one. And on the good one you have a cluster of grapes that looks beautiful and you have 50 grapes. So all the energy went into 50 grapes. Over here all the energy went into 20 grapes.
And
so
what is the
concentrated, more of a rich, more of a tannic, I'm going to have much more complex wine, in where all the energy of the wine went into this one bunch that has only 20 berries compared to a bunch that has 50 berries.
And that has nothing to do with the control of the grower cutting the other bunches. This is simply how it grows. And that is the reason why people...
The genetics of that vine.
And that's why it's so expensive. And that's the reason why growers don't want to plant it.
So to finish my story, what happened is then he wanted to tear out the Clone 6. We told him, wait, hold back. We really like the fruit. I'm going to give you a different contract. All over I have a tonnage contract. On the Clone 6, I'm going to give you an acreage contract. So you get paid if it's 2 acres, 2 tons to the acre, 3 tons to the acre, 4 tons, you get paid the same. I want you to keep it.
So what do you do with the rest of the grapes? It goes in the garbage, or you make like a lower end?
No, we pay more. Obviously the yield is so low. I still don't have enough. So the yield is so low. I just have to pay much more for Clone 6.
No, I mean like on the bunch of the grapes that only 20% is for Clone 6. What happens to the other grapes on the bunch?
No. Again, it's not that 20% of the grapes is for Clone 6. The Clone 6 produces 50% less than what the other clones, Clone 8 produces. So in total, if I take all the bunches of the vines and put it on the scale for 1 whole acre, my Clone 6 is going to be about 2 tons. And if I take the same size of area, the same size of land of Clone 8 and pick all the fruit and put that on the scale, it'll be about 4 tons. So the total, because it has so much what we call shatter, and there's so little fruit on each of those clusters, there's much higher quality and less fruit. And that's what
I'll be honest, I knew maybe from this 30%, I learned so much, and now I understand why Clone 6 is so special and why it's so limited, and I can imagine that it ages better because the fruit is 30 times better than the...
Yeah, so the makeup, the tannins and the pH, it has more. It's the same as any, I mean, you have this all over. Sometimes you'll have a grower, even in different clones, that they go around and they'll drop a lot of fruit. So that means all the energy in the vine that is there has to go into the little amount of fruit. But that already has to do with the grower or the winery that's picking and puts in its contract, I want you to do so and to do this. But in Clone 6, it basically happens natural. The vines, the producing, it's a very low producing Cabernet, and therefore much more of an intense and a bigger wine. Yes, the ageability on these wines are fair.
So Clone 6, if he got this little, I got this little this year. So if you want to try it, you sign up to my wine club. I can't even...
Hopefully, I'm going to let you in on this. As you know, you've been in some of the vineyards. We're planting different vineyards. So we hope to plant the Napa and the hillside. We're working on approvals, but I hope over there when we get approved to plant some of Clone 6. Then also in Lake County on the new vineyard, we're developing another few acres. The winemaker was so impressed by that vineyard, so he's eyeing for us, he's begging of us that please put some Clone 6 there as well. So hopefully down the road in the future, you'll see clone, like you see now, the AVA, the Rutherford, the Oakville, or different things, you will see a Clone 6.
And make sure when you're there...
You'll see a Clone 6 from Napa, and you'll see a Clone 6 of Lake County.
This is awesome. And make sure when you're there, send me a video how you're putting in the clones so we can follow it and see how it evolves and develops.
I will send you, as soon as we're done, I'll send you a picture of the vines, Clone 6, Clone 8 side by side, and the bunches of grapes side by side. So you'll see, you have a visual of the grapes, how they look, the bunches.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Joseph. This was awesome.
To you, it's lunch. You can already open the bottle and drink. I'll go have my coffee.
I already had champagne for breakfast, so I'll see you.